10 Tips Bonn. The independent city of Bonn is located in the southern part of North Rhine-Westphalia and is one of the 20 largest cities in Germany with approximately 320,000 inhabitants. In addition, it is worth mentioning that this belongs to the administrative district of Cologne. It is also worth knowing that Bonn was the federal capital from 1949 to 1990 and then the seat of government of the Federal Republic of Germany until 1999. Currently, it only counts as the second seat of government of Germany. After a few facts, here are 10 tips that should be taken to heart when visiting this city, so that this city trip becomes an unforgettable event. World Conference Center Bonn. The World Conference Center Bonn, short WCCB, is located in the so-called Bundeswehrtel and is close to the beautiful Rhine. In the WCCB you can admire, among other things, parts of the Bundeshaus, such as the new plenary hall of the German Bundestag. It can also be said that today's WCCB was known as the Internationales Kongresscentrum Bundeshaus Bonn, IKBB for short, until mid-2007. Bonn Minster. The Bonn Minster is the main Catholic church of Bonn and a landmark of this city. Moreover, the Bonn Minster is also known as the Minster Basilica and was built in the Romanesque style as early as the 11th century. Incidentally, 4 archbishops were buried in Bonn Cathedral. These were Engelbert II of Falkenberg, Siegfried of Westerberg, Heinrich II of Wernigerberg and Ruprecht of the Palatinate. Currently, however, only the high grave of Ruprecht of the Palatinate is preserved. Furthermore, there is a crypt in the main Catholic Church of Bonn as well as a shrine created by Hein Gernert, which is located in the so-called crypt. In the exterior of the cathedral basilica you can admire many monuments as well as works of art. These include a bronze relief with well-known scenes of Saint Martin, created by Ernemann Sanders. The organ on the West Gallery is also a well-known part of the Bonn Cathedral. It was built in 1961 by Johannes Claus. Poppelsdorf Castle. This beautiful Baroque palace is located, as the name suggests, in the Poppelsdorf district of Bonn. It should be mentioned that the Poppelsdorf Castle is the replica of the Gothic-moated castle destroyed in the Truchsess War. The foundation stone of the Poppelsdorf Castle was laid on August 21, 1715 and the Baroque castle was completed in 1740. It was built by the Cologne elector Joseph Clemens and his nephew and successor Clemens August. The architect was Robert de Cotte and Balthasar Neumann, extension of the palace. In the Poppelsdorf Palace you can visit today among other things the Mineralogical Museum. But also some natural science institutions of the University of Bonn are housed in this castle, as well as parts of the Steinmann Institute for Geology, Mineralogy and Paleontology and the Institute for Zoology and more. It can also be mentioned that in 2014 many parts of the slate covering were renovated and thus the castle appears in new splendor. Beethoven House. In Bongasse you can find the Beethoven House. This currently embodies a memorial and a museum and also a cultural institute. It was founded in 1889 by the association Beethoven House, and connects there the person Ludwig van Beethoven as well as his music and also the research to his life and his works as a composer. The house where Beethoven was born is located in the museum, i.e. in Bongasse number 20. In Bongasse number 18 and 24 to 26 there is the Beethoven Archive with a large collection as well as a library and a chamber music hall. About his birthplace it can be said that this was built around 1700. It has a beautiful Baroque stone facade and is one of the few preserved townhouses from the so-called electoral period. House of the History of the Federal Republic of Germany. The Museum House of the History of the Federal Republic of Germany deals with contemporary German history since 1945 and is located in the Willy Brandt Alley and thus on the so-called Museum Mile of Bonn. Annually, the museum can inspire more than 850,000 visitors and is thus one of the most visited museums in Germany. It is pleasing that the entrance to this museum is free. In the House of the History of the Federal Republic of Germany, in addition to a permanent exhibition on German history from 1945 to the present, you can also see many changing exhibitions, so that a visit to the museum will always inspire anew. Incidentally, for some time now it has also been possible to visit the so-called Atrium residential building. This is the home of former, important chancellors and thus a part of history. Botanical Garden Bonn. The Friedrich Wilhelm University of Bonn maintains the oldest botanical garden recorded on documents in all of Germany. Thus, it can be said that this botanical garden is probably one of the most traditional. Here, families in particular can marvel at approximately 11,000 plant species on around 12 hectares. These include cacti, carnivorous plants and many more. It should also be said that the botanical garden has been divided into 3 locations. The largest part is located in the palace garden of the Poppelsdorf Palace. In addition, there is a publicly accessible garden of useful plants on Katzenberg Weg, but also the Melbgarten on Nachtigallen Weg, which is not open to the public. Old Town Hall. In the years 1737 as well as 1738, the Old Town Hall was built in Rococo style. The court architect Michael Leverley was specially entrusted with this project. However, the 3-story building was not finally completed until around 1780. The highlight of the Old Town Hall are the 7 window axes and a mansard roof with dormers. It should be mentioned that this building is a listed building and was extensively renovated in 2010 and 2011 at a cost of almost €5.5 million. Historically, the Old Town Hall is known mainly because of its central location, directly in the city centre. But its function as the seat of the municipal administration also made the Old Town Hall famous, as did the gilded flight of steps on the market square. Many historically significant events took place here, but also celebrities appeared there in front of the population and made this square, in front of the Old Town Hall, something very special. To name 2, John F. Kennedy and Mikhail Gorbachev. Guided tours. If you are only in town for a short time, you might want to join one of the many tours. For example, you can take city tours by bus or on foot all year round. Information can be found at the City Tourist Information Office. City tours. If you prefer a more individual tour, for example in a vintage car to see the sights of this city, you will find what you are looking for at city tours. Eat the World Culture and Food Tour. Getting to know the former German capital from a culinary point of view is something completely different. Here is everything: German cuisine, international cuisine and hearty dishes, but also sweets. In addition to the delicacies, the history of this city is not neglected. GOP Varieté Theater Bonn. Everyone has to eat. Why not combine the necessary with a unique experience? In the GOP Varieté Theater you can experience not only culinary, a true miracle, no, also the point entertainment is provided in the best way. A suitable show can be selected from the numerous shows. Whether comedy or acrobatics and more. Bars and clubs. In the following we will present a few great bars and clubs as a last tip. Because after a cultural part often follows the relaxed part. The Old Jacob. This Victorian-style bar is open from Tuesday to Saturday. Here, in addition to spirits and beer, delicious cocktails are prepared. The bar is located at 1A Kesselgas. James Joyce Irish Pub. If you are a fan of Ireland, you will love this pub. Here you get a great selection of Irish delicacies as far as beer and spirits are concerned. In addition, there are also burgers, pizza and typical fish and chips until late at night. You can find this pub at Mausfad 6 to 10. Zone. In the Maxstrasse 2A you can find the Zone. Here you can sit together with music, often live music, and drink alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverages. Jazz Gallery. The Jazz Gallery is a venue for various parties and concerts. This club is one of the so-called Bonn Primal Rocks as far as the nightlife is concerned. You can find it at the Oxfordstrasse. Tacos. Tacos is a restaurant and bar in one. Here you can enjoy delicious Mexican food and great cocktails and long drinks. Highlight should be the various offers, such as every dish for one-half price, or but always special, which shows weekly changing special delicacies, food and drink. Conclusion. Bonn has a lot to offer, and the above is only a very small fraction of what this wonderful city has to offer. A small tip: if you want to see as much as possible of this city, you should leave yourself a few days or visit this city again and again. You can discover so much here and learn about the history, as in hardly any other city.